Hi again. So we're going to continue with decoupage for affordable Christmas gifts with the Stratford-on-Avon Community Art Project. You will need to have the box that you've been working on, and that should now be completely dry. You'll need your sandpaper, make up a PVA mix as I showed you in the previous video, and your foam brush. So with your box, as I say, must be completely dry. Pick up your sandpaper, and we're just going to sandpaper around the edges, so all those bits that were slightly too long and are overhanging. Don't sandpaper the top yet, just the edges. So you might need to be slightly firm, but be very conscious not to scrape away anything that's on the top there yet. Although it has got some PVA on there, it is still quite fragile. So just go around until you're perfectly happy that all those loose bits are no longer there. Once you're happy with your sandpapering and you've got all those loose edges off, you need to get your PVA mix and now do another coat of PVA mix over the top of that decoupage cover. Be quite generous with it. Make sure all of it is covered. And once you're happy that that's covered, set it aside and let it dry. So a little bit more information on the varnish process. I'm just using the little box that I started last week. And what we're doing is we're doing multiple layers of varnish, and in between each application we are sandpapering down. What this effectively does is it acts as a barrier against moisture, and it protects that delicate napkin. But what it also does is it helps give a really smooth and glossier finish. So remember, each time you sandpaper, to dust off any sandpaper dust before you apply your next layer of varnish. Let that varnish dry thoroughly and then start the process again. I'd recommend a minimum of 4 or 5 layers of varnish, and remembering to sandpaper in between each. You can do more if you want to. I should also point out that if your gift is for outdoors, the PVA mix won't be strong enough. You will need to invest in some waterproof varnish. You can get this in most hardware stores. So that's the end of this decoupage tutorial. Just a few extra tips and things that are worth knowing. As you see on this hexagonal box, I've also added the embellishments of a little bow and some lace around the top and the bottom. It's also been painted pink and black. I've also painted it black inside. If you're going to do paint, top tip, I would paint your box before you do your decoupage, not after. Saves any risk of getting paint on that painstakingly applied decoupage. Bows, lace, etc. I've bought in the works as well, really cheap. With this box that we've been doing today, I shall probably go against my best advice and paint the rest of the box with a white rim and a pinky orange on the lower part of the box, just to match the serviette that I've used on the top. But up to you, just have fun, and thank you so much for tuning in. I'd really love to see anything that you've created, so if you're happy to share some photos with me, you can send them to the email sonacommunityartproject@gmail.com, and I'll share those on the Community Art website. It'd be lovely to see what you do. Also, we have other workshops coming up that are going to be both online and remote. Those include a knitting workshop. Whether you've never knitted before or whether you're really experienced knitter, all abilities are welcome. And we're going to be knitting, hopefully, 1,300 squares, all different colours. Colours have been chosen by walks around the Clopton area, and each of those squares will represent a resident in the community, and we're going to create a community artwork that's very much a collaborative effort. So you can register for that on the website. There's also the Decode language maker, and that's just a bit of fun with creating your own alphabet and then creating messages that are secret. They're like coded messages. That's suitable from age 5 and up. All the workshops, by the way, are free, and they all come with a workshop kit. We have a comedy club that we're trying to get started. We're looking for 5 people who would like to be part of getting that going. Again, you can register online. And Sewing Stories, which is a workshop that has been very kindly put together by one of the local residents, Rachel Meddams. That'll be going live mid to end of December, and again you'll get a kit, and it doesn't matter what ability you are all welcome, and that will also form part of a big community created artwork. Any questions, you can email me, as I say, on sonacommunityartproject@gmail.com, or you can go on the website to see what's going on and what's coming up. There's also a contact button, so you can contact me through that, and there's also a telephone number that you'll find on the website. Thank you again, and hope to be able to see you all in person once we're through the worst of this pandemic. It would be so great to actually be doing this in a proper space. So stay tuned. If you have any suggestions for a workshop you'd really like to try out, again, use that contact button or that email address and drop me a line. It'd be great to hear your ideas. Thank you very much. Bye.